Hello. Welcome back to the podcast. You know the one. The TTP Podcast. The TTP Podcast. You might have noticed things are a little different today. That doesn't sound like a piano. That's a guitar. Collin can play the guitar. He's not tickling those ivories. He's something and strumming them strings. Yeah, it's not as good. Someone will come up with something for it. Maybe it already exists. I was talking about it a little in the last podcast, how I was curious how it would change things, and I guess I'm still curious because it's only been going on for a little bit. It's definitely melodious. It's not... He hasn't done any solos yet. I guess... I guess if I'm talking over it, what really... It would... It's just whenever I stop talking, he's doing a solo. Oh, man. I do love the guitar. Hopefully you do too. We'll be going back and forth depending on which one Collin wants to do in the future. Hopefully he likes this one. Hopefully he's not 20 minutes in and he's thinking, oh, my fingers! My fingers! Owie! Ow, 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 ow! Every time he plays a note, ow, 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 ow! But he can't speak up. He's too shy. I gotta persevere. Endeavor to persevere. Keep playing that guitar. I was not as prepared as I should have been. Nah, don't worry, folks. Collin's a seasoned professional. His fingers are so calloused that it's not even calluses anymore. It's just his finger. He's not even using a pick. He's playing an acoustic guitar. It's a Yamaha. I had to open my eyes for that one. Yep, I'm definitely going to be singing a little more on this one than on the last one. Hope you guys like bad Bob Dylan impersonations and a poor Paul Simon and we'll see what else I pull out. Oh, now I'm going to have to do it. What if it doesn't come up naturally? This has got to be flow. I'm not jumping from point to point. It's like a wave. Moving through undulations. One of my favorite words. Undulations. So, as listeners of the podcast, you might have noticed that I have one section of the podcast. I call it the Fitz Top 4 list. And it generally takes a whole hour for me to get through that plus an introduction, including all the tangents and go-betweens that I have when I'm doing it. And so now I'm almost thinking, should that be the only podcast? No. Because doing it twice, that's too much. That's too much in one day. I gotta make the second one different. And I gotta make it smaller pieces. Well, it's great to have a vehicle. To go to so many different niches in the world of perspectives. And I guess I've only really come up with one other section where I talk about books. You remember the Reluctant Reader's Corner? Where I talk about the books that I read in kind of a fun summary, where I use the topics brought up in the book to make tangents about other non-sequitorial things. But I try to make the sequiturs as... Is the opposite of non-sequitur sequitur? I'm trying to make smooth segues over here to parts of your imagination you never even thought existed. Or maybe you thought, yeah, it could have existed, but I've never been there before. I've never thought about Rumpelstiltskin so much in my life. Except when I was a child. When I was a child, I remember being in a state of mind where curiosity enveloped my perspective. Everything I consumed, I would be asking questions about. Rumpelstiltskin, what happens when he tries to spin things other than hay? I went over that one already. What about Little Red Riding Hood? How was she gonna get eaten in one bite by that wolf? I don't want to go into how the wolf would eat Little Red Riding Hood. But say you're a child and you're going to your grandmother's house. How quickly are you going to figure out that she's a wolf? A wolf went into your grandmother's house, ate your grandmother. Are you going to notice that she's got really big eyes and she's got a really big snout? And you're like, oh, grandmother, you must be sick. Your snout is so big. That's not a sign of sickness. It's a sign your grandmother was eaten by a wolf. Get out of there, Little Red Riding Hood. Go find the woodsman to chop him up. Now I recognize, at a certain point, Little Red Riding Hood had recognized her grandmother was a wolf. And now she was in a room with a wolf about to get eaten. She had to keep the charade going. She had to backpedal out of there, give some kind of reason. I keep thinking about fairy tales as like something from childhood, but really when you're a child you consume all things, you just don't maybe recognize them as adult. You know, when I mean, you watch, maybe your parents don't let you watch like rated R movies or something like that. They try to, adults, for some reason they think they have to sequester certain parts about life from children so that they can maintain their childhood innocence. Oh, don't tell them about death yet. They'll be happy for a moment of their life. Oh, don't tell them that wars exist. Just let them play football in the streets. Let them have a life in a small world. They don't need a global perspective yet. And plus, even if they are listening to the news, they're not really paying attention. They're like, yeah, that guy's got a funny mustache. Oh, that guy? You mean Saddam Hussein? He's got a funny mustache? That's what you took away from this? You child! You thought I was gonna go with Hitler with the mustache, but there's a lot of guys with bad guys with great mustaches. Stalin? Was Fu Manchu a bad guy? Because he's Van Dyke. Was he also a bad guy? Do bad guys get all the facial hair? The handlebar mustache? Because if you're a straight edge guy, you just got the normal short top regular haircut. But if you're like John Lennon, you got the mop top, people think you're a girl. They're like, yeah, there's like 4 girls swimming at the swimming pool without their shirts on. Someone said that. It might have been the Rolling Stones. They thought long hair meant you were a girl. And so the people who are the rebels, they define the new fashion. And so all of our facial hair is named after bad guys. Give me one example of a good guy. There was that one, the only one I think, there's this like Mexican actor guy. He had the worst looking mustache I've ever seen. It was like the opposite Hitler mustache. He so imagine a mustache, right? Now imagine the part that Hitler had, but it's not there. So he just had like two things that looked like caterpillars on either side of his face. Ugh. And I guess he wasn't like a bad guy. He was like just a regular actor guy. And I guess you could say Burt Reynolds had a historic mustache that people know what a Burt Reynolds mustache is. Trust me. People know Burt Reynolds' mustache. Have you ever seen Deliverance? Have you ever seen Smokey and the Bandit? Have you ever seen Boogie Nights? He's really got a Stalin mustache. A big sweeper. I call him the Stalin. Where I will forever now, unless I forget. And now I can't remember why I was even talking about facial hair. Oh, I was talking about the child's perspective. Whew, man, I had to jump pretty far back to get all the way there, and it's not even all the way to where I wanted to get. I was going to talk about books. I was talking about fairy tales. It's not all that children read. When I was a kid, I tried to read the dictionary. Didn't get very far. There was this other kid. What was his name? Was it Lawrence? Lawrence G. X.I. He had a little brother. One time I was sitting next to him on the bus. He said, "James, quiz me." I said, "Quiz you on what?" He pulled out a little pocket dictionary. I looked through it. It was like a weird, it wasn't like a normal dictionary. It was like all the words were like difficult words. Like scientific words and stuff. I was like, I flipped to a random page. What's xylophenonic mean? I mispronounced the word. He's like, "Oh, I know exactly what it means." He recited the definition word for word for me. I was like, "Wow, Lawrence, I'm very impressed at your ability here. No one I know has ever done anything close to this before." Sure, Brian Gennady knew the capitals of every country in the world. But this was a significant dictionary to know every single word and the definition. Lawrence, if you're out there, you inspired me to read the dictionary. And I didn't finish it. I didn't get very far. I do something different. Now I read a word and phrase book. Books that I'm reading right now. Segues right into it. What books am I reading? The Reluctant Readers Corner is open for session. So, a book that I read all the time is this book by Greenville Keeler. 15,000 useful words and phrases. No, 15,000 useful phrases, not words. And it's a collection of word pairings taken from every book in history. It took all the unique word pairings. So like 2-word phrases or 3-word phrases or 4 words that go together, or literary metaphors or business phrases, and puts them all on a list. And I like to read the list and use it as fodder for tangential thoughts. I'll read one and it'll say, "Angelic demise." And I'll think to myself, man, that's like Lucifer. Fallen from grace. And then there'll be another one that'll say, "Anamorphic tendencies." And I'll think about the chameleon. And how it changes its color. I don't know if anamorphic is really a word, but I used to read those books, the Animorphs, a lot. And I was trying to think of a word that was right after angelic. Because I-E-I, right? I gotta go all the way to the A-N-I, anamorphic. Close enough. Because this book is in alphabetical order. You know, just another organizational system to store, chronicle, organize in your brain for later, so you can be smarter and improve every day. I wish I read it every day. Probably do it every other day. That's not that bad. Better than no days at all. I'm a work in progress. Have I told the podcast audience that I try to read 50 pages a day? I'm trying to make it a lifetime average. I haven't been doing so great the last couple years. Well, I've been doing okay. When I was a young man, when I was a child, I used to tear it up. I'd read 50 Hardy Boys books. Each one of them 150 pages. I'd read all the Harry Potters. And then I'd read them again. Just because the new one was coming out. But looking back, do those pages, are they as significant as reading a single page of Ralph Waldo Emerson? And sure, it takes me much, much longer to read a page now than it did then. And 50 pages a day is a rough outline for me to try to set goals for myself to improve. You know, improvement, gotta be a better person. But it's like work. You gotta like work. Can't I just lie in bed all day? I don't even want to open my eyes. But there's like crusty stuff building on the outside of my eyes. And it's making all this eye closing uncomfortable. Ugh. I gotta go to the bathroom and I gotta eat food. Life is hard when you want to be lazy. But once you get that wheel spinning, the wheel in motion, all you need is basic physics to teach you that that bike is going to keep going. It's going to keep standing upright. The hard part is getting started. And once you know that, that's where you can focus your energy. Getting started. Which is why, right now, I am going to get started. Yep. Starting now. It has begun. It has begun. I did it. James, you're still in the reader corner. What other books are you reading? Now I know you're thinking, last podcast was only a week ago when you were recording. How many books can you have read in this time? You must certainly be reading the same book still. And it's true. I only got through maybe 2 chapters of Howard Zinn's American history book. What is it called? Doesn't matter. Howard Zinn. I mentioned it last time. Still reading it. Any new insights, James? Any new insights? We know you're reading the Howard Zinn book. Nope, nothing new. Pretty much covered it last time. Nothing new in the next 2 chapters. Maybe that's why I didn't read so much. It's like, yeah, I get it. There's the downtrodden people. Life's not so good. It was like the rebellions after the revolution that I was reading. It's like Scott's Rebellion or something like that. Watts Rebellion, something. The only thing I really remember thinking was like, they were rebelling against the government. They're like, life's unfair. We know what it's like. You know what life's unfair. When you're playing those blues scales, life's unfair. Oh man, when you're deep down in the dirt. When you're working the land for every ear of corn and you look up on that hill and see Governor Morris. He's a millionaire. This is back when it meant something. And he's taxing you on your corn? What does he need the money for? He's already got all the money. America was founded on revolution. And that was their argument. And you know what? Thomas Jefferson, he agreed. What makes America great is we allow revolution. You're allowed to protest and speak your mind. You're allowed to strike. But you know what? That Thomas Jefferson, he sent the militia up anyway, and he quieted those guys. Because if you're gonna rebel, you're gonna meet the horn. When you mess with the bull, you get the horn. That's what I was trying to say. And sure, he likes rebellion, but the other side of the rebellion is it's gotta get squashed. This is when when the tough get tough. When the road gets rough, the tough get going. Ugh. Almost. Can't even remember the name of all the rebellions that I read about, but it was all pretty much that same old story. That same old story. Poor man farms the land, rich man gets the gold. Oh, and by the way, the slaves, they were still not doing so good. That was like a little postscript you had to put all the time. Oh yeah, by the way, in addition to all this happening, slaves, still not good. It's still not good to be a slave. 1741. 1749, slavery, you don't want to be there. Indentured servitude, not so good either. A little bit better. But there were a lot of things that were not good about being an indentured servant. Sometimes you never made it out. And once a rich man owned you, he was going to be rich forever. Ben Franklin. Here's a stat I remember. Ben Franklin said that it cost him $14 a year to keep a slave alive. And that slave would make him $200 every year. Now, with that kind of return on investment, how could a white man not be rich? You just have to start off with a little bit of money and know how to invest it. Don't waste it on the drink. Don't waste it on the liquor. Don't waste it on the whorehouse. Buy a slave. Make him work for you. You know, when you think about how businesses work, that's really what an employee is. I'll pay you your $14 a year, but you're gonna make me $200. So unless you're the man who owns the business, you're a slave. A slave to the machine. And the biggest slave master of them all is the good old U.S. government of A. That's right, U.S. government of A. Because they got their hands in everybody's pocket. FICA? Are you kidding me? I gotta pay for Social Security? I'm never gonna see that money. What, do you think I'm a fool over here? You think I'm a goddamn fool? You're not even paving the roads to get rid of these potholes. You're not even accepting 1 million refugees from Sudan. That's where I want my money to go. Syria. That's where the current... I mean, if you're listening to this in 100 years, maybe it's all the same to you. Sudan and Syria, they both had periods of time where they needed refugees to be housed. But in America, we say, get off my lawn. Even though we were a nation founded on immigration, people still fight tooth and nail because they made it already, and those guys can screw. We're Americans and they're not. I didn't want to talk so much about American patriotism, but that's really a lot of what this book's about, and it brings it out in me because I'm an anti-patriot, like an anti-Christ. I've gone to the desert and I've slipped on the ice. I like this guitar that Colin's playing right now, and it's making me want to sing a song, but I only know how to sing an improvisational song. Okay, I do know this song. This is Going to the Desert on a Horse with No Name. Oh! You can sing it to yourself. Oh. Oh, man. So, I move on to the next book. Because I've exhausted Howard's Inn for the moment. Hey, audience. I started a new book. Confederacy of Dunces. And are you thinking to yourself, James, you haven't read this book before? Yeah, I've read it before. I'm reading books over again. I'm trying to learn again. See my new perspective and how it's changed. I can gather so much more information from a passing than I did when I was younger. And Confederacy of Dunces is a masterpiece. I mean, Catcher in the Rye, go screw. This adds a whole nother layer to the game. You're not in the perspective of the whiny, self-entitled, self-important. You get to see the outside. You get to see the flaws and foibles that are overlooked by a man of myopic tendencies. Paused a little too much before I said that word, but that's exactly the word I was looking for. Sure, I'm great. I went to college. I got my master's degree. I had this job. I made a difference, but really on the outside, everyone hated you and you sucked. And we all know these people. They think they're better than they are, and we all are these people. We all think we have abilities beyond our true application. We all think we can do things we've never tried. And it's funny when we fail. Because it's unexpected, but it's... to the outside world, it's so expected. And to be able to not be the person making the mistake, you get a laugh and say, ha, I'm good, and that person's bad. But you're doing it in such an ironic way. Because that's what he's doing. You're saying that guy's bad for judging other people for being bad? That's what you're doing. Are you reading this book through the same perspective as the person who is the book? Isn't life a crazy thing? Hey, but at least I'm not that weird. I don't, dress purposefully obnoxiously. I dress for comfort. Oh, wait, but other people don't like how I dress? I never realized. Because that's not something someone would tell you. if they don't like you. They'll just let you keep on being the way that's not good. Hey, quit complaining about everything. People don't like it. Oh no, you got an appeasing mother who lets you continue on your poor misguided adventure. Poor Ignatius, whatever his name is, Riley. I guess it's a good thing that he's not depressed, because he should be, with as bad of a person as he is. And maybe that's the light at the end of the tunnel, is the meaning of life is just to be happy. It doesn't matter if you suck. No, I disagree. You have to acknowledge your ignorance and move past it. You can't be putting up all these walls of defenses. Oh, my valve! That's what he always says. My valve! It's acting up. I can't do the things that you want me to do. That really I don't want to do. My valve. It's like you ever get in a fight with someone, and then you say something, and they're like, not cool, man, not cool. They changed it up on you. That wasn't a good example. You get in a fight with someone, and they're like, oh, my throat, my throat. We said no throats. Oh, I wish I could articulate that situation a little better. I used to fight with my brother, and he would always claim that I was choking him when I was never anywhere near his throat. Common thing for siblings to do. They allow fighting, but no kicking people in the balls. No clawing on your face. No biting. No going for the throat. Oh, you got my throat, Mom. That's against the rules. Mom, James tried to hit my throat. Oh. Quit being Ignatius. For some reason that whole part was not very interesting to me. There wasn't enough humorous fantasy. I was doing too much summarization. Well, I guess there's no going back. Only to the future. The future will be good. Please, please, please be good, future. Make up for the past not being as good. Come on, future, you'll do it for me. I know you will. Come on. Oh, you're doing it already. Okay, hooray. Everyone, look forward to the future. It'll be good. I guess maybe for some people it'll be good. It won't be good all the time, though. You gotta have your ups and downs. You gotta have your ebbs and flows to give happiness context. You need the rainy day to appreciate the sun. You need the sunny day to appreciate the rain. It's like I almost said Thoreau. It's like Ralph Waldo Emerson said. Perfect segue, James. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, to a poet, to a philosopher, all things are good. Every blade of grass, every personality, every song. Because when you appreciate life in the context of life, you see that everything has its place, and that nature's designed everything to be the way that it is. We're supposed to cut down the rainforest. That's our human nature. We're supposed to go to the moon. We're supposed to build atomic bombs. That's our nature. That's the way humans are. Sure, there's the traditional perspective of nature, which is the forest with all the things growing, but for some reason people don't think of themselves as nature. I'm as much nature as any tree. And it's my nature to chop down you, tree. It's my nature to farm and agriculture, or it wouldn't have happened. And so this excuses me from doing anything wrong ever. Oh, murder? Oh, if I murdered, it must have been nature, 'cause I did it, and I'm nature. Oh, loophole. That's not how you should think. Murder's bad, according to society, but you know, I mean, does it really affect me if you're dead? I guess there's one way to find out. Maybe there's two ways to find out. Maybe you could ask somebody who murdered somebody and see what it was like. But is that really what I want to know? If I'm going to learn something? I could learn anything. I could learn how to weld. I could learn how to skydive. Is that really a skill you learn? You're really just falling. It's like, oh, I'm good. I'm the greatest skydiver. I can skydive so good. You just gotta pull the cord, right? That's the only real skill. Gotta pull the cord at the right time. And then when you're in the parachute thing, you gotta guide yourself a little bit so you land on the target. Get it? But when you're just falling, you're falling. I don't know how you could be the best. I'm sure someone out there is, but not to my eyes. I just don't know enough. And so I'll learn about that instead of learning about what it's like to be a murderer. But to be honest, murder is so much more interesting. I'm sure I've read a couple books where the main characters were murderers, or at least the significant characters. Silence of the Lambs, that was a great movie. What a compelling character. You wanted to know more about Hannibal Lecter. What is it like to have his perspective? His nature. Is it within me? Do I have similar qualities that I want to keep hidden? Am I going down a wrong path that'll turn myself into a serial killer? Help! Help, Hannibal Lecter, teach me your ways so I can avoid them. So I guess that's a reason to learn about murder, even though it makes you uncomfortable. You gotta learn from the mistakes of others so you don't have to make those mistakes yourself. It's like Ralph Waldo Emerson said. We stand on the shoulders of giants. Now true, he didn't say those words. That was someone else. But I got a quote in this book that I read that's almost the exact same thing. I think he used footsteps as a metaphor. Kind of like how in the last podcast I talked about stepping stones of intelligence. When I was talking about the trumpet, you learn one more thing and then you know another thing, and then you can use that know the next thing. When you ask yourself the same series of questions, you know another thing. Hip hip hooray. Oh man, I am reasonably impressed how many of these quotes I'm gathering just from talking in a random direction, because I haven't even looked at. I brought my book that's got the quotes. It's the Kindle, so I got all my notes. But I haven't needed it. Sure, none of my quotes have been word for word. Sure, I've only brushed the surface of what I've learned from the essay on self-reliance. Because really, that's what I wanted to talk with you guys about today. Improv. What I'm doing right now, what Collin is doing on the guitar. The skill that I'm trying to build with every second of conversation. It's not a conversation, it's just a monologue, but kind of a conversation. Collin's here too, and he's communicating back. I learned a lot about improv from Ralphie. You know, Ralph Waldo. Maybe I'll just call him Waldo. I learned a lot about improv from Waldo. Now you're probably thinking about that guy with the striped shirt. Good. I hope you make the combination in your mind whenever you think of Ralph Waldo Emerson. You think of Waldo from Where's Waldo? It's the same guy. He's multi-talented. He can wear a striped shirt in the middle of Rome. And he can write a series of essays on how to be a better person. What it's like to be a man and how to be a genius and when to be alone. What the people need. All these things. Ralph Waldo. Waldo. It almost sounds like a evil Mario character. Like there's some guy named Maldo. And his evil nemesis, Waldo. I'm Waldo. I'm a bad guy. I steal the coins from Maldo. I don't have a continual voice. I don't have a voice to go to for a character I've never heard before. But I'm evil. No, you're not. You're Ralph Waldo. Ralph Waldo Emerson. He's a good guy. I think he was the president of Harvard. If that doesn't make you a good guy, then I guess you're maybe using a good scale, because that shouldn't be the scale you judge people for their goodness on. He could have been a bad guy, just real smart. But I feel like I got to know him reading the essay. I'm like, this guy, he's like me. It's like Ralph Waldo said. I keep saying Ralph, I wanted to say Waldo. True genius. True genius says something that you've said to yourself but you never thought about twice. And it examines it and brings it out in all of us. It sees the truth that we all see, but we don't really perceive. It goes in our senses, but we never think about it. And so because he is a genius, he makes me feel smarter for having thought similar thoughts to what he thought. Now, for some reason, I've been closing my eyes all this time. And for some reason, I think it'd be difficult to read a quote from this book that I read. But now that I got my eyes open, maybe I'll give it a try. You know, you gotta be able to, if you're a person in this podcast field, you gotta be able to read. And I know how to read. But how do I read a quote and still keep it within the context of what I'm already talking about? Really, as Waldo said, you have to believe your own thought. Believe that what's true for you in your private heart is true for all men. That's what I was talking about. That's what genius is. That's what he said. That is genius. It couldn't be more straightforward. He's not Thoreau. He doesn't put it in the metaphor of a leaf. That is genius. To believe your own thought, to believe that what is true for you is true for all men. Haven't I been saying that the whole time? So I had this idea, I got all these quotes that I like, and I don't want to just read them. I want to talk about each one in the context of a ridiculous premise. But they're so smart and serious that... Oh, man. I don't want to make the podcast audience upset. But then, I think of my favorite Ralph Waldo Emerson quote. And it's a little bit... It's about the people, the masses. The thousands and thousands of people who will hear my voice. And what I should do about them. How they should live in my mind. The people in the world. He says, the sour faces of the multitude, like their sweet faces, have no deep cause, but are put on and off as the wind blows and a newspaper directs. Yet, it is the discontent of the multitude more formidable than that of the Senate and the college. Their rage is decorous and prudent, for they are timid, as being very vulnerable themselves. But when their feminine rage, the indignation of the people is added, when the ignorant and the poor are aroused, when the unintelligent brute that lies at the bottom of society is made to growl and maw, it needs the habit of magnanimity and religion to treat it godlike, as a trifle of no concernment. No, I know that wasn't very enjoyable for many people to listen to. That quote was significant. But really what he's saying is, all you Twitter haters, I'ma shrug you off. I'm brushing my shoulder off. Because your opinions, they're shallow. They're easily gonna move on to the next thing and you're gonna forget. Sure, there's power in your opinion in the moment of rebellion, but it'll pass. And I should treat you with indifference. I should only care of my own opinion, that I'm true to myself. And since I like that quote so much, maybe I won't regret saying it. I'm not sure why it stood out to me so much, but it really made me think. Even though there's no people right now out there hating, I see so many people caught up in this world. Oh, Johnny Depp doesn't like my photo of the beach. Oh no. I made a mistake. I said Jeff Daniels instead of Jeff Bridges. Now people are hating me. Oh. I shrug you off. Your sickness, I suck it up and I spit it out. Just like Mick Jagger used to do. You know that song, Beast of Burden? It's a good one. The Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger, he's got the jams. Sometimes I think, what would life be like if I was Mick Jagger? What would I do every day? When you have that much freedom in the world, there's a lot of things you can do. You're only limited by your imagination and by other people's reluctance, which can be overcome with the money you got and the fame. You're Mick Jagger, you can do whatever you want. But how long does it last? How long do you want to go to the big party and have the house on the hill, by the lake, on the ocean? How many private jets can you own? How many Rolls Royces can you ride before it loses its significance and it's just another day at the park, hanging out with Elton John and Barbra Streisand? I don't know why those are the two people Mick Jagger's hanging out with. People are going to be like, hey Mick, you're not rough enough for me. You're not tough enough. But you're rich enough, so I'll hang out with you anyway. That was a deep reference to a Rolling Stones song. Maybe some people will know it. I'll know it. I'm half the audience right now. And I'm a pretty, pretty girl. Clues as to references of illusions, piquing the interest of the curious. But what does happen when? What does Mick Jagger find happiness in? Because I think after long enough, it's got to be the music, right? As Waldo said, only true satisfaction in life can come from hard work. Luck doesn't do it. Ill-gotten gains feel like a poison in your system. But when you've worked hard and you've seen you've done a good job, you're proud of yourself for having toiled, that's the only real satisfaction there is in life. When you recognize your limitations, but you do what you can. As Voltaire would say in Candide, it's good to let your garden grow. We must sow our garden. How does he say it? He says it very specifically, and I'm getting the very general image. Hopefully it's enough to convey to the audience. Oh man, I just opened my eyes again. It's like 53 minutes again. I feel a little bit disappointed because I didn't like this one as much as the first one. And it's not because of the guitar. I didn't have a great bit. Where was the Rumpelstiltskin? Where was the Bob Dylan? There was just a lot of Ralph Waldo Emerson, and it was heavy. I mean, maybe I'll listen back and I'll like it, and I'll see ways that I can improve. It's a part of me, this philosophical side. But it's not as entertaining of a focus. I like it more interstitially. I need to come up with a new section for the podcast where it starts off ridiculous, and then I can add the philosophy in piece by piece. I need a section that's like, name a, like, how do those improv guys do it? They like go on stage and they're like, hey, name a profession, name a place, name a period of time, and we'll do a bit about it. How do I harness that? How do I harness I need some kind of inspiration. But if it starts out as a funny thing, then I get serious. But if it starts out serious, I can get funny. Is that how it works? I guess there's only one way to find out. And that's practice. Ignorance, confidence, reevaluation. And since I don't know what that section may be, and I opened my eyes one time and I saw that the time was 53 minutes. I think this means it's time to end the podcast. And so I say, see you later. Was that it? Was that what I said last time? See you later? I know I ruined it, but I don't think that's what it was. See you next time. I'm ready to go anywhere, I'm ready for to fade into my own parade. Past the dancers, spill my ways of crazy sorrow. Mama's in the basement, mixing up the medicine. I'm on the pavement, thinking about the government. A man in a trench coat, badge out, laid off. Said he wants a bad cough, wanna get it laid off. Look out, kid, it's something you did. God knows when, but you're doing it again. You better duck down the alleyway, looking for a new friend. Man in a coonskin cap and a big pen wants $11 bills. You only got 10. What do you think about that?
Say something now.
Say something now?
Yeah.
Say something now. Say something then. Say something when I was just pretending to love you. I like that. What I just wrote. That little lyric thing I did.